guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be creating this, I don't know what to call it, just a neon cut crease, smoky kind of eye. I don't know what to call this. I have no idea when I make the title of this video, but I'm going to be creating this look today. I used a lot of Milk Cosmetics because I wanted to pull out the radioactive stack. Here's a couple of the colors. So if you're interested in seeing this look, then you can just keep on watching. But before we get into that, don't forget to press the subscribe button down below. That way you don't miss any future uploads that I do. I've been uploading once a week, so I've been pretty good at being like consistent. I'm pretty proud of myself. Give myself a pat on the back. And also you can go follow me on all of my other social media accounts, Instagram, Twitter. I'm done with Snapchat and maybe Vero. Everything's at TESSA. You can go follow me on all of those places, and everything will also be linked down below. And with all that being said, let's get into the tutorial. So I'm just going to start by going in with this color here from the Kat Von D Shade and Light Eye Palette. And I'm going to take it on a Makeup Shack T50 brush. And I'm basically going to use this as our transition color since we're going to be going in with a lot of black in this area. So I'm going to be taking it throughout my crease and then down into my outer corner. And I'm just going to keep building up this color until it's a little bit more pigmented. That way when we set the black down, it's not such a stark difference. Now that I got the transition color built up a little bit, I'm going to go in with the black color from the Shade Light Eye Palette. And I'm going to be going in with another black after this one because it's more pigmented, but this one's a little bit less pigmented, so it'll act as kind of another transition color to the super black color I'll be going in with. But I'm using just a BH Cosmetics little pencil brush, and I'm basically going to create the outline of where we're gonna have the black. And it's okay if this step isn't super clean or anything because we're gonna go back in and clean it up with concealer. Okay, now I'm gonna be going in with the most blackest black eyeshadow I own, which is the Milk Cosmetics Dark Matter eyeshadow. And I'm gonna take that on a bit more pointy of a pencil brush. This is a Makeup Shack T13. I'm gonna take that on the very tip of the brush, so there's just like a tiny bit, and just start to deepen up the areas that we already started shading. You really want to make sure to focus this on the base, like right above where we're going to cut it out with the concealer, because we want the darkest part to be right where we cut the concealer out. And I'm just going to keep going in and building up that color until it's as deep as I want it, and then if I feel like if there's any harsh lines, I'll take a little bit more fluffy of a brush to blend out the edges. And I'll also be going in with this Makeup Shack T65 brush. This is what it looks like. And taking it on the very tip, and then this will just be another way to get super detailed and in the deepest part of my crease. I'm going to use Tarte Shape Tape to cut out my crease. And I'm going to take that on a Sigma F69 brush. It's a little precise concealer brush, and I've never used this before, but we'll see how it is to cut out the crease. So I'm basically going to be creating like a half cut crease. So I'm just going to start from the inner corner and trace right under where the deepest part of that black line is. Something that helps me do this is do more long swipes than like a whole bunch of little swipes kind of like this. That way you don't get a jagged line, it's just one clean edge. And I'll also be spreading that concealer a little bit all over my lid just so it creates a kind of a sticky base for the rest of the colors we'll be using. And then blend it outwards, and then I'll be tapping out the edges to blend it into the black and the outer edge. I have to say this brush did pretty good. I think this is going to be one of my new favorites for like half cut creases. I don't know how it would be to like go all the way across, but the little shape of it just fits right here in your inner corner and swipes across really nicely. So again, this is the F69 if you're interested in getting it. I also have a coupon code with Sigma. It's just TESSAFECTS for 10% off. I do make a little bit off of the code if you use it, just so you know. But I do recommend this brush. So I haven't used the Milk Cosmetics Radioactive Stack in such a long time, which is kind of what inspired this look. So I'm going to be going in with all four of these shades and creating like a gradient on my eyelid. So I'm going to start by going in with the color Xenon, which is the green, and I'm going to use a Makeup Shack T58 brush. And I'm just going to start by placing it on the very inner corner and putting it up to that line that we cut out with the concealer. And make sure not to do too much of the green on the inner corner because I don't have a ton of lid space and I want to make sure we get enough room for all the colors. Next, using the same brush, I'm going to be going in with the color Neon. And I'm going to make sure to blend that over the very edges of the green color that we placed. I'm going to be blending each color over the edges of the previous color, that way it's like a seamless blend. And then if you feel like you lost some of the previous color because you were blending, you can just go back in and add a little bit more. Next to the yellow, I'm going to be going in with Radon, which is the orange. And then again, I need to blend it in with the yellow, so I'm going to be adding more yellow and just going back and forth until the two colors are blended. And lastly, I'm going to be going in with the pink, which is Radioactive. So with this one, I'm going to be blending it into the orange and then also blending it into the black color. And after all the colors are placed, I'm going to want to go back in and make sure all the colors are blended together nicely. And when I do that, I'm just going to be taking the brush and patting the color on. That way we save as much pigment as we can. And they'll just come out more neon. And just patting it back and forth. This is also the point where I'm going to go back in with that black shadow and just a tiny little pencil brush. And I'm just going to go in and be really, really careful not to get it on the bright colors that we placed, and then also not too far up. But just trace that line where the black needs to be the deepest. And if you even feel like you don't have a small enough like pencil brush like this, then you can also use like just a tiny flat brush or anything that has just like a tiny little edge. That way you can just basically trace where you want the deepest color to be. Now before I move on to my face and the lower lash line, I'm going to be applying lashes. These are Atara Cosmetics lashes in the style Rhea. Okay, now time to move on to the face, and I'm going to use the usual, the Makeup Forever Step 1 Smoothing Primer. Every time I stray away from this, I'm not happy about it, so I'm just going to be using it. If you guys have any recommendations for like smoothing pore filling primers, then let me know. I haven't tried that many because honestly I've had this one forever. It's just lasted me such a long time and I like it a lot. I know a lot of people like the Benefit Professional. I've tried that one. For some reason I just like this one better. And then for foundation, I realize it's really high maintenance, but I'm going to be mixing 3 foundations. I used to mix these two all the time. This is the Kat Von D Lock-It and this is the L'Oreal Pro Glow. I really like these together, but they're both too dark for me. So as usual, I'm going to have to mix in some of this white LA Girl Pro foundation. Like I've said before, like all of my foundations are too dark for me, minus the IT Cosmetics one. So I'm just trying to go through all of my foundations that are too dark for me before I buy ones that actually match me, because I already have too many foundations as it is. And then for concealer, I'm also going to be mixing. I'm going to be using the Tarte Shape Tape. I have the color Fair Beige, and then also the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. This is in the color Vanilla. And I'm mixing these because I want to use the Tarte Shape Tape because I know it lasts a really long time, but it's also very matte, and I just don't want how matte it is. So I'm going to be mixing in some of the NARS to make it a little bit more radiant. And then I'm going to be using the Shape Tape down my nose and in the center of my face just to brighten it up a little bit too. And then I forgot to film it, but I set my under eyes with the Maybelline Loose Fit Me powder in the color Fair as usual. And I think I'm going to go in and just finish my lower lash line really quickly. So I'm going to go in with this Maybelline gel liner. This is just in the color black. And then I'm going to use this Real Techniques, just tiny, what is this called? This is called the Square Detailer Brush, and this is my favorite one to get like gel liner in the waterline. I find that gel liner usually lasts a lot longer than any like black pencil liner, so that's what I'm going to be using today. Usually I like to go for like really smoky lower lash lines, especially when I'm using black, but today since like the upper lash line is pretty neon and dramatic, I'm going to go with just like a simple black lower lash line. So I'm going to go with that tiny pencil brush that we were using before. This is the Makeup Shack T65. And then go in with that Melt Cosmetics black again. And I'm just going to take that right up against my lower lash line as tight as I can get it. And try not to smoke it out too much because I don't want it to look like I have a black eye. Then I'm going to take a little blending brush. This is the Morphe M507. And I'm going to go in with that transition shade that we used from the Shade in My Eye palette. And I'm basically just going to use that to blend out the black that we put on our lower lash line. That way there's no harsh lines. Next I'm going to move on to bronzing and contouring, and I'm going to use the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. I'm going to use these 2 colors here. And I'm going to apply it using this BH Cosmetics brush. This is the number 2 brush from the Rose Quartz set. And then to go in and kind of deepen up the contours, I'm going to just dip into more of the color in a more precise brush. This is the Makeup Shack T21. And I'm just going to take that and go right in the hollows of my cheekbones just to make it extra deepened. And then I'm also going to be taking this brush to do my nose, which if you've watched any of my other videos, I don't know how to contour my nose, so I basically just add a little bit to each side. And then I add a little bit to the bottom. And that's just about all the nose contouring I will ever do. And then I don't do this step all the time, but I'm going to take some loose setting powder and I'm just going to run a little bit of it right on the underside of my bronzer and contour just to clean it up a bit. I'll do this when I just feel like it got a little bit out of control, so. And I don't let it sit at all, I'll pretty much just like apply it and then immediately wipe it away. For blush, I'm just going to go in with something simple and not too pigmented, I guess. So I'm going to go in with this Tarte blush. This is in the color Celebrated. This is what it looks like. I'm not sure if they still sell this specific shade, but I mean, Tarte has so many blushes at this point that I'm sure there's something close. And then before going with my highlight, I'm gonna set my face with setting spray. That way it just sticks a lot better since I have powder all over my face. This is the Kiss Pro Touch setting spray. And then since we went in with a ton of Melt Cosmetics today, why not use a Melt highlighter? This is in the color Stargazer. Looks like this. And I'm gonna take that on a Makeup Shack T38 brush and just apply it on my cheekbones. And then all we have left is lips, and I'm just going to do something neutral since the eyes are so bright. I don't want to distract from them. So I'm going to use the MAC Cosmetics Boldly Bare Lip Liner. And then I'm going to use for lipstick the Maybelline Beige Babe lipstick, and this is what it looks like. And I just like can't stop with gloss, so I'm going to use the ColourPop lip gloss in the color Weho? I don't know how you say it, but it's just like a neutral nude gloss. Ooh, I love these ColourPop glosses. I want one in seriously every color and about 10,000 nudes. They're so glossy and I think they're only like $5 or $6. It's just so good and they don't have like some weird smell or anything. I just love them so much. Alright, and here's the final look. I hope you guys enjoyed watching, and if you recreate it by chance, then please tag me on Instagram or send it to me in a DM or however you're able to send it to me. I would love to see that. Don't forget to press the subscribe button down below if you want to keep seeing my uploads. I've been uploading once a week. And as always, if you have any video suggestions or ideas or anything, leave them in the comments below and we can chat about it. Also, you can follow me on all of my other social media accounts, which is Instagram, Twitter. I'm done with Snapchat, and then I don't know if Vero's a thing anymore, but everything's at TESSAfects, and everything will be linked down below if you want to follow me there. And with all that being said, I'll see you guys here next week. Bye!